Hey everyone, welcome to Cam Girl Diaries Podcast. I'm your host, Luscious Leisha. Today we're speaking with Katie Erickson, very fabulous Katie Erickson. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Well, thank you for having me.
Doing good. Thanks for coming. We kind of just we kind of missed our last place, but this is definitely meant to be on hump day,
I'm so sorry about last time too. Between all the craziness in the world and then my girlfriend brought me tacos and I fell asleep like a fat, happy house cat. What can I say?
Tacos, that's the big enough reason there, honestly.
Yeah. She brought me like $60 worth of tacos and I was just like, well, this is how my night goes, I guess. So,
dude, I would have shut off my phone and everything and just called it a night. That's so awesome, though.
I thought I could hang, but I genuinely couldn't. The tacos did me in.
Yes, tacos are so good. So, you were on the show previously. How many months ago was that?
I wanted to say maybe like between 4 and 6 months. Time is weird. It was kind of when I had jumped back into my cam work journey for the first time, and I was still kind of new and figuring myself out, figuring my way around town. I've learned a lot since then.
Well, I can't hear some of the things. It's amazing how much we learn along the way. It really is.
It truly is. And honestly, the most amazing thing for me was I connected with like some other girls and found a community. And that in and of itself, like along with finding this podcast and all the people that came from that, there was just something genuinely special about finding other cam workers and other like OnlyFans models and creators and being able to have a space. And we say, hot girls don't gatekeep. Just being able to talk and share ideas, learn from one another. And that in and of itself has totally changed the games for me.
That's amazing. I was just talking with Bella Maori on our last podcast episode about having a safe space for cam girls to go and talk because people, cam girls in studios, they have a community. Like people like me, we sign up by ourselves. I don't have anyone. So tell us more.
So, oh my God, yeah. I found, you might have even heard her or seen her on TikTok. She does a lot of OnlyFans stuff. She goes by Redhead Jade. Her name's Jade Malone. So I found her on TikTok and she had a couple like e-courses that she had designed. So I had primarily started like doing chatterbait and, just like model work. I still do, don't get me wrong. And I don't necessarily stay loyal to one site. A lot of models hate that. But I bounce around and I have clients to different sites, so I do what I got to do. But I wanted to really get better at this OnlyFans, right? Just because, like, as much as I love camming, sometimes it's hard, and it's hard on you physically. You can only see so many days out of the week before you're exhausted, and like you just can't do it anymore.
I know. We better have a day or two off. You have to.
Yeah, like you got to take time for yourself, but at the same time, you got to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find a way that I could sort of compromise in between because I wasn't getting as many requests for, I do get stuff for like customs and sexting, but my income was the live streaming. And I want to be able to move on to like an OnlyFans platform and be able to have that as a source of content as well. But I'm totally disorganized. I love live streaming because I can just, like I'm talking with you right now, I can be myself. Yeah. I don't necessarily awkward when I'm recording. I'm like tripping over myself and I'm stuttering and then I'm having to stop. It's weird, right? So like I like totally suck at that, and I wanted to learn more about it. I was like, it'd be great to be able to like sell photos and videos and not have to be camming 24/7 in order to still make money and connect with my clients. And Jade she's made this community. There's like an app you can download. It's called Circle. And if you go to her website, you'll have to forgive me. I don't have my phone. I believe it's jademalone.com or jademalone.org even maybe. You can sign up for the Circle community for free. And she posts like a ton of resources, spreadsheets, guides on things like how to do drip sets. And it was just like a ton education, but more than anything, like there's discussion boards that you can post in and connect with other people and answer questions. She's got a coaching course that she does as well, a 6-week coaching course which I signed up for, met with Jade personally, fell in love. We became good friends. We hung out with, there was probably 6, I think maybe 8 girls that signed up for the coaching course the first time. Now we talk like every single day. We're chatting in the circle community. It's amazing. I totally recommend that, people go and check it out. And again, it's free. She does have a coaching course that like you can pay for as well, but there's so much free access, and the community itself is free, so you can go on and connect with everyone. And it's been so helpful. And it's down to stuff even like taxes. There's a young lady on there who's actually like a CPA or something along those lines. So she has a lot of really great resources that she can offer as far as tax and accounting, which is something that isn't quite talked about enough. And I believe she's in Canada, but she does have good resources for the US as well.
Wow. This is amazing. Literally amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's phenomenal.
I mean, we need this. I need this because I'm just like you. Like, I am always on Chatterbait, but OnlyFans was the last thing I opened. I don't know what the fuck to do with it. I don't.
And I'll be honest, like, I'm slowly creeping. Blush Jade's sweet little heart. She is doing everything she can to help me. She's like, Sandy, get your ass in gear and just do the thing. But like, you can only save me so much, right? Like, even still with the advice that she's given me and like working with Jade, just the different techniques that she's taught me, I've gone from like having maybe 10 people to having like 200 subscribers. And I know that's not nearly like what some other girls are bringing in, but for me, a significant increase in the course of a couple months.
Yeah.
People,
Oh yeah.
Especially when you're putting in I've been putting in minimal effort. I'm trying. Gotta give a bitch credit. I'm trying.
You are so much of like, dude, like I have ADHD bad. So I'm like all over the fucking place all the time. And like to sit down and do that stuff is hard. It's hard for me.
I have been trying to learn how to edit photos on Adobe Lightroom. It has made me want to hate myself. Like, I'm not even joking. It has been like I've almost thrown my computer. It is a struggle. I'm not great with technology. So like even thing itself, like just setting up tip menus and learning how to operate the different sites, that took me ages.
Yeah, it does. It's a really huge learning curve. And like when I'm 40, so like we don't learn any of that shit in school. I didn't know anything about computers. So here I am. I'm a YouTube tutorial queen. That's how I learn everything. I watch it like a billion times, but yeah, it's hard. It really is. But OnlyFans has been very, very hard for me. I don't really get it. Honestly.
It's tough. It's a little tough to crack, honestly. The things that have been most important for me, and I'm not necessarily practicing what I preach here, but just like showing up every day, even if it's just like a photo, a post, something that I've really overlooked before. And Jade pointed out, like sending voice notes, not even because like people just love to hear the sound of your voice, but really just showing up consistently for people. The biggest mistake I think that I made when I shouldn't even call it a mistake, so I was finding my way, but I was trying to really cater to everyone. And something that Jade really helped me with was like narrowing down and figuring out my niche. I was exhausting myself because I was trying to, do this role play and that role play and fill this kink in that one and cater and this guy's daddy. And it just didn't feel authentic to me. So it was hard for me to like really show up and enjoy it. And like it was showing. I wasn't having as good of a time and people could see that. So they didn't want to come and interact with me as much. I really had to like lean into and realize that like the people that want me are going to find me and everyone else can kind of fuck themselves. So.
That's true. That's exactly true. Cool. I'll go that. But yeah, I have a hard time with that too, showing up every day. I try to like update everything daily. I even tried to like make a schedule, wrote on a wall, like do this on certain days, like make content certain days. It's hard for me to focus. So this circle sounds amazing.
Like, yes, you definitely need to check it out. Like it is amazing. And I've truly just learned, sorry, I got out of the shower, so my hair is all crazy. Thank you. And like genuinely just like learning so much from everyone else. Like people will come in and they'll be like, hey, I am having trouble figuring out like the lighting for this photograph, or I don't edit this? Or, you know, what prices do you guys post for this? I'm just getting started. I've never tried. And having other people come in and be able to interact with that and in a genuine way, right? Because something that I'm sure, you know, you've encountered it in this industry, there's a lot of gatekeeping.
There is.
Everyone told me not to commit. Like, I was messaging models on Reddit and stuff, and I was like, hey, I'm new to this. And they're like, you shouldn't do it. Like, I don't make any money. This sucks. Or, you know, and they just weren't helpful. And
Yeah.
they post everyone like everyone's doing so well and they love it so much until you ask them for help. And then all of a sudden they're
Yep.
they get chatty with you and like, and let's be real, like there's enough horny men on the internet for all of us. There's never gonna be a shortage, or horny people, I should say, not even like horny men, but like there's an all around.
I don't get that either because like, you know, on Chatterbait and stuff like that, you can set your room so models can't see you. Yeah. Look right here. I said, well, yeah, come on in, ask me a question. I will answer it for you because I like to help people and give people tips, you know?
Well, and that's something that like I've done with the girls in the circle group. We'll go into each other's rooms, and if it's slow, we'll hype each other up.
Exactly. I'm all about that life. All about that.
Like there's no need, like out exactly as you said, like come in, ask me questions. That why, you know, we can talk to each other, we can share, and you and I sharing tips and sharing information isn't going to make our customers hate us any less.
Exactly. And that's what they don't get. Like, do you think you're really in there to steal your people? We're not. You know, pricing is a huge thing. Huge. Like, some people don't know where to start. I didn't at first either.
Same. Like, I put my stuff all over the place. I started, as a result, like, it's actually, you can really hurt not only yourself, but others. Because if you're setting your prices too low, it's not only setting value of yourself and your self-respect lower, but it's setting the self-worth of like other models at a lower point too. I don't know. Like, we have to stick together.
What you're saying. We do. There needs to be more like community. Like, everyone's all out to get each other. I'm not about that life. I'm not. Like, I will help anyone else that needs help and asks, you know? And that's why I love the podcast, that bringing like you on and like me and the tips that we give. Like, I think it's just the shit we learn should be passed around because there isn't community for us.
Right. Exactly. That's why I was so pumped when I saw this podcast and like I binged into like honestly, it had a ton, you know, because like there was stuff that I didn't know. And even with in the circle community, like as much as I love a lot of these beautiful people, like Jade's mainly on OnlyFans, right? Like she only just recently started live streaming and stuff. So a lot of it was helpful to have other people come in and they're like, yeah, like you're like on Chatterbait, and just having someone else who knows are like, yeah, like I have experience with bonga cams. Like, it's great to talk to people like that.
It is, because there's nowhere to go. Like, you go to Reddit, yeah, but like you said, like half the time I'd message models too and they ignore me or they say some stupid shit. I know they know. You know, it's just like, why do we got to keep this a secret? Why?
Yes.
I just don't get it.
Exact same. And like, so what if one of my clients goes and checks you out to, you know what, at the end, God bless, like share the wealth. Share
that work. Pass those guys around. Like, why not?
Yeah, I say all the time, I'm like, you need to go follow all my sexy ass friends. You're like, do it right now. Why are you waiting? Why are you just tipping me? They need love too.
Exactly. We're the same that way. And I don't understand how people are not. Like, it's so like, it's not cool.
No. And honestly, like having that community and having the other people around, I always, and this is, my partner tells me I'm a little woo-woo, but like meditating and being able to communicate with other people, it's raised my energy and it's raised my vibration. So like when I go, I'm in a better, like, I just feel better. You're elevating on a higher level because the people around you that you're associating with yourself with are also on that higher level.
Yes, I'm all about vibrations. I definitely hear that. Yeah.
Like, and that's another thing that like changed my life, meditating every day.
Me too. I do it every day.
Yes. Oh shit. Sorry.
So right, I did that earlier. I dropped my camera, but yeah, I meditate every day, and I've did that for the past year, and it's made a huge difference in my life. Huge.
Yes, absolutely. It really is. And like, it's funny because even like some of the girls in the circle group, it's like the sexy witch coven. because we go and we like talk about meditation techniques. We've even thought about doing like a group meditation. We haven't done one yet, but we're planning on where we're all just going to like sit on camera and be able to meditate together, like under the full moon or something.
I need to be part of this circle.
Yes. You really do.
I'm going to. After that, I'm going to go find it. I'm going to go doing it.
It's so good. Send you the link to her website.
Yeah, definitely.
It's amazing. And like you would just truly, it's been life-changing. And it's made such a difference. Like, let's not be real here, in my income too. Like I was already starting to do better financially since I started with cam work. And I was at a point because I had gotten fired and I was debating whether or not I was going to go back to like a 9-to-5 industry. I got a job offer and it was a fair one. It was going to be making like $40 an hour, doing like management for this facility. Like it was a decent job, but here's the thing. I knew I was going to hate it. It was corporate. I had just gotten out of this situation. I knew that it was going to drain my soul again. And I had been doing fair with my work online, with my cam work. And I was like, all right. And so I challenged myself. And I said, if you can make $5,000 this week, then you won't take this job. My partner supported me, my friend, everyone else, my friends, my family, because I'm pretty open about this. I mean, like, I don't talk to my grandma about it, but, like my aunts, my mom, my family knows. And they're like, you're psycho. You need to just take the job with the health insurance. And like, yeah, you might hate it, but everyone hates their jobs. It's fine. Like, that's just how life is. And I made that $5,000 doing cam work. And don't get me wrong, like I busted my ass. I think I worked like 35 or 40 hours that week, which is equatable to, or whatever, to what I'd be working at the funeral home or the other places that I'd be working. So I was like, fuck it. I'll keep camming. And people told me that I was crazy. Other models told me that I was crazy. They were, like, why would you leave this industry? That makes us look bad. Don't you know how, what it's like to struggle? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I've been struggling. That's why I'm here. Like, I've struggled through jobs that I've hated. I've struggled through poverty and being homeless and having to fight and kick and scream my way through school while, taking Adderall every night to stay awake because I was working 3 jobs and trying to go to college at the same time. So yeah, like we've struggled, babe. And that's why we're doing sex work, doing cam work. It's not about like losing your self-respect as a woman or settling. Like, I chose this life because it's what gave me freedom and it's what made me happy and it's what connected me to other people who operate. The girls that the girls in the circle group and most of the people that I'm connecting with, we're building wealth for ourselves. And it's shit that like no one else can take away from us, right? Like a man isn't managing our pages or managing our paychecks or telling us what we can do. We get to show up for ourselves, be in control of our own bodies, connect with people that we want to connect with and that we feel good about. Otherwise, you can get blocked and bye. Like, it's that easy. And I don't know. It's just been magical. So why why women are trying to not share that or they want to bring others down? And sex work is literally the oldest profession ever. So I don't think there's anything more respectable than that. And if women back in the day could share secrets and be there for one another, like, why can't we do that now? I just don't get it. Hold on. This cam girl life, like, Raja G, motherfucker, who are you? Go away.
Raja G.
Like,
he's probably from Honey or something. God damn, I get those shits all the time, dude.
I'm just like, he's like calling me on Insta. I'm like, Raja G, leave me the fuck alone. We're busy.
Dude, it's me. I'm like, who the fuck is Baba Bajim? Like, I didn't know this dude. Like,
right. And you got a message and you call her Sex Panther Rules. Like, you message before you video call me.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't take me video call. I have blocked so many people hitting up my Skype.
I know. So what are you going to show us here? Something really cool, right?
Yes. So please don't mind. It's a little bit of a mess, but I'm an Aries and like, I get a little disorganized up in my life. So I had to get my dick tower. Let me try and give you a good view here. I got and this isn't like all my toys, but I bought this. It's supposed to go under your like bathroom sink or whatever, or like wrap around. And it works great to like hold all my different toys.
I love it.
Like I've got my hooks back here. So I've got my feather and like my whips, and they can just stay right on the back. I've got my crops available. So they're super easy to just grab, and like my wand. And then like I've got a charging station right here. So I can just like plug all my toys in. And you get the nice butt plugs. You got everything in its order. I love it. Oh my God, yes. And you know, you got to have the Hush, Lovense Hush. Huge Lovense.
I'm trying to get that one so bad.
Oh my God, I totally recommend it. Love the, like, I got 2 Lushes, so when the one dies, like, I'm trying to get one of those fuck machines.
Oh my God, what are they, $1,500 right now? Are they on sale?
They're still on sale for like, I think it's like, I mean, it's still expensive, but they're like $700. It's
I was trying to try to buy one so bad. Like I was like, please just buy me one. Like I love you long time, I promise. Like,
I keep trying to, I'm like the man that buys me one of these fuck machines, I promise you're going to be happy, because like I will always give you videos for life, bro. Like
I said that too, but I'm like, why is nobody buying this shit for me yet? Like why?
Like you can video call me every day for the rest of your life if you just buy me this fuck machine. Like I don't know what better deal I can offer you.
Exactly. Hands down, amazing. Like there's this one guy that comes on my show and he'll share his cam, and if he's broadcasting and he has a fuck machine, so I've been trying to get him to buy me one. I'm like, dude, like come on, like just come on, great, do it.
I know.
I haven't met anyone that's had one yet. Like any cam girls, they're just. I wish they were cheap. We should get a huge discount, honestly.
I know, we really should. And straight up, like if Lovense, like here right now, if you want to sponsor us, Lovense, because we will share the shit out of that. I will hashtag Lovense and everything that I did. I'm already screaming your name. Like we will be your branded queens. Give us the discounts.
Yeah, dude, I actually hit them up for the podcast to get them to be a sponsor for us, and they're like, no, we don't support podcasts. I'm like, what? I fucking an affiliate for you. I share your shit everywhere. Like you should help us out a little bit. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
The love.
Straight up, it's the bread and butter, because like you're the reason that people even, I didn't even know about like this type. I believe it might have been even another model on the show that mentioned it. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how I learned about the Lovense, is like through the Cam Girls podcast.
Or like I had no idea either. I would be on chatter being like, what's that fucking pink thing? Like what is that? I had no idea.
Right. And like I had other ones, like I've got this We Vibe, and they're like, where's your, what they were calling it, like an egg vibrator. And I'm like, it's right here. And they're like, you need one that connects. I'm like, it connects if you get the app on your fucking phone. You're being a lazy piece of shit. Connect.
Just do your legwork. God.
Right. And they were like, no, like you need the thing. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of my room. Stop wasting my time.
Like, exactly. Girl, you and me are a lot of like that way. Like I get right to the point of saying like, I want things for cheap, and that's just how it is.
Right. You know? I mean, I'm not trying to like that thing. I got my client. I did have people buy me the Lush, because they're like, I bought Hush myself because I got it on sale for like $89, and I was like, it's under $100. That's the only reason I'm doing it.
But even with the discounts, and I paid $119 for the Hush 3. So
yeah, like
it's like they're very chintzy. Like they don't last long.
No, I had the one Lovense that I had lasted, I think maybe 3 months. I mean, don't get me wrong, like it still works, but it won't connect long term, like the connection constant. That's why I instantly had 2 more bought. I like swap them out and don't, because like they're not durable. I will say, I mean, within a year of you buying it, if it breaks within a couple months and you contact Lovense, they like their replacement team is pretty on point. So like, don't just go and buy
Yeah, I got my last. Yeah, definitely reach out. They make you do like videos and shit to prove that it's not charging, but it's worth it. I mean, I got one within like 2 days after I emailed them, which was great. Yeah, but yeah, they just don't. But they don't keep they don't last very long. But I mean, I get a lot of use out of mine. I mean, it's paid for itself over and over again, which is awesome, but they're very expensive.
They are. And it's hard, especially when you're like trying to pay your bills and like,
Yeah.
none of us do. I mean, not that, it's fun for us, but like no one works because they want to work, right? Like we do this because we need the money to live our lives.
Exactly.
As much fun as we have doing it, like still.
Exactly.
It's a job.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great job. But yeah, I would rather not do it if I didn't have to,
Right. Correct. I would much rather not work if I didn't have to work. Like I would.
Yeah, just play all day. Oh my God. That'd be my glory.
Right. Just be able to get fucked and be fucked without having to worry about being paid. Like, absolutely, yes, that is the dream. I would still sit on my couch and masturbate all day, but not having, not just, I don't know, it'd be great. Just saying, we'd enjoy that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm down with that.
We could be staying.
Yeah, exactly. Are you like a super sexual person?
I can be. It depends. I find that I have phases, which is another thing that has been kind of hard for camming, and not to get like too cringy, because I know we have guys that watch this, but like even when you're ovulating or around your period and stuff, like I notice changes in my body and like my horniness level. And, sometimes there's definitely like 1 week out of the month where I just don't want to be touched and I don't want you to touch me. I feel like work.
Yeah. Do you stream when you get your period?
Sometimes it depends. So I use them again. I don't mean to like get too deep in the mud here. I use a menstrual cup. So
yeah, I know.
And for me, like that makes it possible to still, within reason, like I'm careful of like what toys that I use. Cause like, especially on Chatterbait and stuff, like Chatterbait's really finicky and I'm never going to get like caught with any blood or cause they'll ban the shit out.
So I know I was on there and like, I didn't realize I had gotten it. And I was like, on a private, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know how I didn't get flagged. I'm always getting in trouble on there for stupid shit.
Same, me too.
Always. I'm like, nice, an admin note. Great.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, my little bastard dog like grabbed a roll of toilet paper the other day and ran through the room. So I like got up to get the toilet paper from him.
Yeah.
Like I was clearly not having a good time. Right. And like, they flagged me. They're like, you can't have animals in your stream. And I was like, trust me, I didn't fucking want it there.
Okay, I think they pick on people because, like me and you, because I've seen fucking bitches with cats in their beds, all like petting them and shit. Come on.
Oh,
my dog made this video one time.
I think it's just dogs. I think that cats are because I had one of my friends, one of the girls in the circle group has a bunch of cats, and she was like, oh my God, like, do I have to be super careful? And she emailed the admin, and I think for obvious reasons, they don't want you to have a dog, but cats seem to be sexualized. So I don't think it's as much of an issue, probably because they would scratch the fuck out of you.
Exactly. But they think you're having a good time, like that you're just performing like for somebody, like what the fuck?
Right. like I don't
guess we did Wednesday, guys.
Yeah, clearly it's turning someone on to watch me be like, you little shithead, and chase the dog who is chewing up my toilet paper. So sexy.
Oh my God. I know I got stopped once for saying that time of the month. Because someone asked me why it was a non-penetration show. I'm like, well, what the fuck else am I supposed to say? Like, can't say period. I can't say like other things. I always get in trouble. It's ridiculous.
Same. Someone kept calling me mommy and I got flagged. And I think I said like, I'm not your mommy. Like I'll cater to that community. Don't get me wrong. But you banned in my shows.
Yeah.
Like you got to reach out to me for like a private. There's so many ways that I can give you a show and I can be your mommy, honey. Do you want me to be your sister? I can be your sister, but like you have to reach out to me on another platform.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I swear, half the guys that come in my room, they are the reason I'm getting in trouble. Like shut your mouth, read the rules, and go buy my Snap script and talk to me there. Like, come on.
100% yes. Sometimes I start crying. I think that some of these guys know what they're doing, and maybe that's like the cynical side of me, but I think some of them like genuinely know and they do it on purpose because they have fun just like fucking with models.
They do. Just like when they come in and say, oh God, you're ugly, or oh God, you're fat. I didn't know you're so fat. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, get the fuck out of here. I think they're paid to come in. That's how I am too.
Right. 100%. I'm like, you're just doing it because you want, like, this is what it either turns you on to get me riled up, or you enjoy like causing pain to others. So like you want to get me in trouble, you want to get me banned. You're mad that I'm making money doing something that's freeing. And that's a lot of what it is too with these men. They see us in control of ourselves and our bodies. And God forbid, the worst of the worst, we're profiting off of them being horny, which is something that they can't control. And in fact, they're addicted to porn. And
Exactly.
so now they're mad at us because they're addicted to our bodies.
I know. Vicious fucking circle. It really is. Then you have the ones that fall in love with you. I'm like, dude, no.
And that's what it is that I like. Fortunately, I hope it's the same way for you. I think I'd say like 3/4 of my clients, they might not be good, but they're like at least, I'd say half the clients are at least decent people. 1/4 of them are okay. 1/4 of them are like shit, come into my shows.
Yeah, same.
But, you know, like I get like, I've made some genuine friends and like some genuine.
I have too. There's some good people out there. There really are. But then there's a lot of fucking weirdos too. And it's hard to distinguish sometimes because they play a real good game. I had a guy that was out with me for like 2 years, and he had said the whole time, kept this whole story about like how he's single, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, like a couple months ago, he's like, oh, I'm going to tell you something. I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't really matter to me. But he's like, I'm married and have like 4 kids. I'm like, why would you lie the entire time? I don't like liars. I can't stand it. You know, just be honest.
Right, straight up. And like here, and like you said at the end, like it definitely doesn't matter to you. You don't give a fuck. Married, you don't like why is he putting on? Does he? I mean, no offense, but like, does he think you're gonna marry? Does he think you're an option? Like,
yeah, honestly, so like I had people say, "Oh, with me as airborne," I'm like, no, I'm good, please.
No. Right. And I will say, not that it never happens, because I have a friend who met her long-term partner on Chatterway, and they have been happily together for like 10 years.
What? So it is possible, but it's really rare.
I mean, she's the only one I've ever heard of this ever happening forever. They probably are the one in a million. Like, that's the golden ticket. I think that, like, I'm the one guy. But yeah, so
I'd be scared to meet anybody. Like, I'm just too scared of being murdered. You know, it's just a lot of crazy people out there.
Oh, I see. And that's one thing. So part of like when I rebranded myself, because I have a history with like mortuary science, working in morgues, pathology, and like I've got a heart in a jar, and so I'm cute and I've got like my nice little shirt and I'm smiley, but at the same time, I know where all your major arteries are, and I've had my hands inside dead bodies. So I'm about as goth as it gets.
Exactly. Good. I love that.
Like, one of the things that I've called myself is the goth next door.
Dude, this is crazy to say that. I just called myself the goth mom next door yesterday. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
that's crazy.
You have to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. They love it. They love role play with that shit.
Oh my God, yeah. But like, and that's like people coming in, they'll be like, I had one guy, I swear to you, he came and he created like several different accounts, and he kept coming in and he was like, you're not even goth. And I was like,
yeah, to make fun. Yeah, I had one. I kept calling back after I banned him another one. I'm like, it's you again? Are you kidding me? Like, what are you
doing? And the kicker is this kid's like 18 years old and he lives in Utah. And like he had just finished sending me a message on Instagram telling me how he couldn't even get good weed, and how he was he was like, oh, I got this shitty pot. And oh, it's so illegal. I'm such a badass here in Utah with my shitty weed. And I was like, yeah, buddy. Good. Good little winner.
Yeah.
And then he kept coming. Like, you're not even goth. What are you? And I'm like, why do you keep coming in my room? I'm like, buddy, don't you have therapy? Or like, isn't mom making you dinner? Like, I'm sure
they like your Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I mean, come on, man.
Right. And I'm like, no, like, do what you got to do. But like, baby. And here's the thing. Here's another thing. Like, just as you want to pay me to abuse you, honey, if you need to work your anger out on a woman and you just got to call someone some names and tell me how stupid I am, you can do that. But baby, you're going to pay me just like everybody else is, because you're not going to hurt my feelings. But
yeah, either is like I don't do anything for free. I don't give a shit what it is. I don't take off my clothes. I don't take anything off for free. And they just like, you gotta have it goes back to having a thick skin as a cam girl, because don't give into that shit at all. They'll play you all day long.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, and it's always funny too, because you're beautiful and you're a goddess and you're everything in the world and they love you and you're the only woman they ever think of until you want your shirt off for free.
And they're like, "Where I'm like, damn."
Right, exactly. It switches like that. I'm like, 30 seconds ago you loved me, but now I'm the biggest whore on the face of the earth. And no man would ever want to be with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I'm financially independent and you would get hundreds of high quality nudes. Is that why you never weird flex or that you would never want to date a cam girl? Because you could suck your soul out of your cock. And
Didn't I say it earlier? I'm gonna suck your soul. Like you're like the same. This is nuts. I do too. It's a whole day. Well, Gary was saying, like, Katie's awesome. I'm like, yeah, she looks fucking great. And he's like, you should hit her up. I'm like, maybe I will.
yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm like, girlfriend though. Like, I think she's good.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm just saying, like, we're open. I'm open to multiple partners, so you just keep her and available.
One of us is like looking at polygamy shit. Like, polygamy seems really fucking cool, honestly.
Oh, listen, and my girlfriends all the time. Everyone always laughs. I'm constantly pimping her out because she is the love of my life. Don't get me wrong. Like I do, like I sleep with other people. And she's got like some other partners as well. Like we have. But like, yeah, she is a fucking goddess and she loves children. She is like, sometimes I swear that she might try to like kill me in my sleep or something because there's gotta be like, she is just too perfect. And it's been 4 or 5 years now. And like, I just keep waiting for her to shoot and she is
teardrop, like when you're sleeping.
Right, straight up. But because like even my friends, like when I started doing like the circle groups work and like working with Jade, she was like, what are Jade's kids' names? Like I have to buy them Christmas presents. And I'm like, but and she was like, yeah, but like you love Jade. And so as a result, like I've got to take care of her.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And she's like cutting my neighbor's grass and shit. I'm like, okay. So she'll take one too. And let me tell you, she'll buy you $60 worth of tacos and eat you out for 3 hours. So you win either.
Wow. No, I would have do anything. I would have turned my phone off and just went.
Yeah, like it's incredible what that.
I'm glad you have that. That's amazing. It's rare.
And that's very rare. And come online. It's so funny. And don't get me wrong, like I still love cock. I've got guys that I sleep with. Like I do. Like I enjoy men in the sense that like a child enjoys toys that they play with. Like you're fun to enjoy when I need you, but then you have to go. Like you can't spend the night with
me. Right.
Sometimes I'll stream when I'm cooking, and we can play along for a little bit, but make no mistake, you'll never catch me in the kitchen cooking for a man. I will never cook for you.
Well, same word. I was married for many years and I did the whole wife bullshit and then all went south and I'm never, ever, ever again. Like I'm a totally different person. I would never cook for a man. Fuck that shit.
The only man I cook for is my dog. Anyone else can get
Yeah, we're the same that way. That's how I look at a lot of guys too, like in my show. And like they come in, they're like, oh, throw insults around. I'm like, dude, like you mean shit to me. You mean nothing. You're just a name. Like, get the fuck out. I had this woman come in once and speaking of like the love-ins and how they kind of suck. Like, I'm not like thin, I'm thick as fuck. And like my love-ins was not working. And he's like, it's because your fucking thighs are so fat. I'm like, really? I'm like, what'd you say? He's like, yeah, the Bluetooth connection. I'm like, well, I never had a problem until like 2 weeks ago. He's like, it's because you're fucking fat as fuck. I'm like,
no, it's because your cock's so small, you make my pussy dry. That's what happened.
That's what it's I'm like, well, you probably have like a 2-inch dick and live in your mom's basement, dude. So you can go the fuck away. Like, no. So yeah, I was like not expecting that because I'm not one to be like mean I'm always kind unless people give me a reason, not be kind. People are they're brutal.
Right.
And so it's bad. It's bad sometimes.
And it like, just this morning, it's funny, like I was dealing with it just a few minutes before we got on. This guy hit me up for a custom video, right? And he sent me, like, this was a very strategic, I felt very good about the situation at first because I've never had someone hit me up on such a professional level. This motherfucker sent me like a checklist ahead of time. And he was like, what are the things that you're okay with? What are the things that you're not okay with? Fill out this fucking survey, right? And send it back to me. Like, if there's going to be an extra charge, indicate it with this. And like, if you're okay with it, indicate it with that. And like anything. So like I filled out this chart of what I was okay with the custom, and he filled out back like my limit my boundaries and what he wanted in return for me. And I was like, this is awesome, right? So I was like, okay. And it wasn't like, and it didn't end up being like even that serious. It was ended up being like a $60 custom that he wanted.
Right.
Not that serious. So I was like, okay, and I did what I normally do. I'm like, you'll give me 50% now, and then when I send you the video, the other 50% is expected. Like I need the rest of that payment. And he was like, okay, great. And like he had the whole list of the stuff, and it was super professional. And I was like, this guy's definitely going to want this custom, right? Like there's no way that he's not. So I made the custom before I didn't send it to him or anything. Like I didn't but I went ahead and I made it. So I put the time, I put the effort, I did the outfit, the 9 yards. I like the whole week. And I messaged Jim and I was like, I've got your custom. And he asked me like all of a sudden it turned into 20 questions. Well, can you send me a screenshot to prove that you did it? And this and that. And so like I did, I sent the screenshot of the video and like and I answered all his following questions. And then like 5 days had gone by and I hadn't heard anything from him. I was like, all right, cool. So I had another one of my clients and his name, and I'm just going to say it because I mean, it's a basic white guy name. His name's Eric. So like another one of my clients whose name was Eric hit me up and he was like, hey, do you have any new content? I was like, as a matter of fact, I do.
Brand video.
Right. I saw one video. He loved it. It was great. So I messaged the other guy on Instagram and I was like, hey, just so you know, like because I had sent him like a screenshot of the custom and stuff, right? And like, I do have a sense of integrity. Like everyone seems to think that all of us models are here to like fuck you over. I'm like, no, two are my clients. Like we're not going to fuck you over just as we wouldn't want to be fucked over because we're still people that have mutual respect for others and feelings.
And we want to do it the best that we can.
Like,
most of us feel it,
Exactly. Thank you. Like just because we show our assholes doesn't mean that we don't have any self-respect. And like, it doesn't mean that we're going to follow through on what we promise you.
Yeah, exactly.
Never have I like if I'm in the middle of masturbating and you're tipping me and I miss my like flash my tips, I'm sorry, but I'm like in the middle of squirting. So
right, exactly. You gotta do it right.
Like I didn't. So, but so I messaged the guy and I was like, hey, just so you know, the custom that you wanted, I actually gave to somebody else. But if you want another one, let me know. And like, I'll happily make you another video. Right. He got so mad at me. And he was like, well, that's fucking stupid. And, I have work and I have school and I work too hard for my money to get a second fiddle or video. And I was like, okay, well then have a great day. And he was like, it's just bullshit that you would go ahead and like, make that video. And then I'm like, what's bullshit is that you would request a video, tell me that you're going to send me the money, never send it. Even after like we did all this, you went through 20 questions and then I didn't hear from you for 4 days. I was like, so I gave and he was like, yeah, well, it just shows that you don't have, what did he say? Like, you don't have any connection or you don't have any commitment to me. And I'm like, buddy, it doesn't seem like you have any commitment to me either. So I'm not quite sure what you want me to say. Yeah. Like, do you want me to apologize? Because I'm not going to do that. I was trying to be honest and do the decent thing and just like, because I could have still sold you the same video, even though I sold it to someone.
And he's like, you took the time to tell him that. You didn't have to tell him that. He doesn't even fucking realize that. Like,
right.
You're being authentic.
Right. Like, I was just trying to be fair. Like, because I didn't want to sell you the same shit that I just sold to someone else when I'm advertising it as a custom one-on-one video. I want to give you a custom one-on-one video that no one else has.
Right. Right. And that's where you're rare and you're real. And I've had tons of guys say that to me too. Like, I'll do the customs or whatever. And they're like, they pay for it and they expect they're going to get scammed. And that's really shitty because most cam models do. I don't know. I've started 2 years ago. I sold panties and everything under the sun I sold. I've never fucking ripped anybody off. And they're like, oh my God, I actually got the product in the mail. I'm like, yeah, isn't that how it fucking works? Like, there's a lot of chicks that give us bad names. There really are. Doing shitty content, everything.
No, and it's totally true. It makes it all really, honestly, and that's one of the things that OnlyFans has helped me with a lot with some of my clients that want customs like site, because I was doing like the whole Skype and like trying to sell content on Instagram, but then like it's hard to collect payment and people get really sketched out. So it's nice having a platform like OnlyFans where I can send them to. And so that I have my page set up, like I have a VIP page where I think I forget what my price is. I think it's like $20 a month. And like I post.
Yeah, I checked it came on the show. I think I joined for free.
Yeah. And like I've got like my free page where you can go and like, so I post there. It's kind of the same content, but stuff on my free page is going to be behind a paywall, obviously, because you're not paying the subscription. But so like people can go to my free page and I'm like, it's awesome because if you want custom content, you can go and you can message me there and you can pay me there and I can send you the content there. So it's safe for me. It's safe for you for payment. Like it's just copacetic all the way around the phone.
Do you have a lot of people that sign up for your paid subscription?
So it goes back and forth. I haven't been as consistent with it recently. So I did over the course of the 6-week coaching course when I signed up the first time and I was like doing it as a participant with Jade. Yeah. I tried really hard. Over the course of that 6 weeks, I had I think I maxed out at 250 subscribers that I got over the course of 6 weeks. I went from having my partners be my only subscribers to having like a solid 250. But then I fell off the wagon and I stopped posting every day. And I lost those subscribers almost. I think I have like 50 now.
That's amazing though. Like I don't have any, I don't even put any effort in OnlyFans. Like I said, I don't know what to do with it. So the tips and the coaching classes, like I'm definitely going to do this because I need help. And this is an amazing resource,
and I definitely
you don't really stream so much, right? Now that you're doing this.
Oh yeah. I still stream. So OnlyFans still isn't my main source of income. It's definitely helped me a lot. And I'm going to message you some of the resources and stuff because it'll really, some of the stuff that's really, really helped me. But streaming is still my main source. And I have a ton. Also Sex Panther. So I slept on Sex Panther for a really long time.
I love it.
Yeah. And I think I looked the other day and the last pay period, I think I made $5,000, $6,000.
What? Yeah. Holy shit. We just got paid today. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't work as much this past. See, on Sex Panther, that's the thing too, because I was in the top 20 and then I 2 days, I took a little bit of a road trip with my partner and 2 days I dropped to back down to 250. You go so slowly.
Yeah. Not good. You have to be consistent on that too. It's weird because you can't see anybody's comments. You can't see a stream except yours, which is kind of cool. But it's you do have to post. How many times do you post a day on Sex Panther, would you say?
So it depends. And the way that I'll do it. So if say I'm going to stream and I'll try to, and it depends. So I'm finding that different, and I've only been, I started this about this time, about January last year, or a little before January. So it's been almost a year. A little time is weird again. I don't fucking know, but it's been
time is linear, not really real. So I get it.
It's just people are when did you start? And I'm 4 seasons ago.
Exactly. This turn of the wheel.
I was eating mashed potatoes when I'm I don't know what you want from me. I have food related, I have food associate everything. So, oh my God, I'm sorry. I took myself.
It's okay. I haven't been on it very long either. I think maybe 6 months, if that, but it's fucking fun. I love role play. I love sexting.
Me too. And when I do, so when I my typical day, I try to stream Monday through Friday. Even if I'm just going to stream for 2 hours, I try to do something. But I also it's hard when it's no one's tipping or it's wet and I'm staring at all the housework I have to do. And I'm in school, so I'm a biology student right now.
You're busy.
Right. So if I'm sitting there and I'm masturbating and no one's tipping me, and it gets hard for me to keep that momentum going. So I try to stream Monday through Friday, but I'm still experimenting and figuring out what times are best. And I'm realizing the seasons and the change over the summer.
Yeah.
During the this time of year, fall, and when it seems when kids go back to school on the weekends, It does. But like on the weekends, during the summer, I was killing it on Saturday and Sunday. Like I was raking it in.
Yep.
Now on the weekends, nada. And like I'm thinking it has to do with like football, number one, but like also kids coming back from school during the summer, even though kids were home, you can be out and playing, or like they're off at their friend's house during the weekend and you don't really have to care about them. But now you've got to manage them because you have to do their homework. You've got to take them to their school events. And I like also as far as like times, I was doing super well like in the mornings and in the afternoons, and now I'm starting to do better in the evening hours again. So like I'm trying to schedule a bit to like,
I know I was tracking the days because I was working 7 days a week. I work like 12:30 a.m. I work night shift till like 5 in the morning. Usually sometimes like 2 or 3, but like I was tracking the days of the week and I found out Tuesdays fucking suck.
yes.
Tuesdays, I don't even work. I'm just like, if I forgot what day of the week it was I'm on, I'm like, shit, it's Tuesday, but it sucks. But have you noticed on Chatterbait though, it's been really fucking slow this past week.
Yeah. Yes.
What is going on? I had 4 people in my room. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, and that's another, I will say, I love Chatterbait and I am on Chatterbait, but that is one of the reasons that I don't necessarily stay loyal to any one site too.
I go over too.
I do Chatterbait. So Chatterbait and StreamMate plus Bonga Cams are my top 3 sites. And besides like Sex Panther, I put in its own category. And what I'll do is like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll turn my calls on for Sex Panther and I'll set an alarm on my phone for like every hour to try and remind myself to post to the Explore page. And then, because I found out you can schedule stuff like pre-schedule out.
Sex Panther?
Yeah, but it's only for like mass messages. For a while, I thought I was like pre-scheduling. That became one of the tools that I used a lot, that it's been super helpful for even like my Instagram and stuff, because I suck at social media.
Yeah, I do too. I really suck at it.
But there's a site like Vista Social that really helps you organize, and I like pre-scheduling my content, even though I super suck at it.
What's it called? The what?
Vista Social.
I need help with my scheduling. I'm not.
It's so good. So Vista, I think it's one. Sorry, hold on. I'm Googling it too. Yeah, so Vista Social. It's like a social media management thing, and I guess a lot of different like modeling agencies use it. One of the ladies, again in the Circle group, told me about it. She's amazing. It's amazing. She's Love Sarah XO. She does. I know she's on OnlyFans, Fansly. I think she does streaming, but I think it's on like Twitch with like video games. She's a cute, really kawaii, all dressed in pink. Highly recommend people check her out. But she told me about this Vista Social, and it's been life-changing for me because I'm a super disorganized person. And even just being able to like put all my thoughts and pre-schedule it out. But even on Sex Panther, like you can send out the mass message. But like, I don't know if you can post to the Explore page. So like you still have to go manually do that every hour.
Yeah. It's hard to keep it.
It is. Like, and it's also weird to do it from your phone. I don't know if you have that experience too, but like I have to put it into like the mobile browser and it's just like
I'm the same way. Even on Chatterbait on my phone, I'm like, okay, I need to go put the the desktop version. Like, I don't know. I can't get down with all this shit. Like, I myself personally only have like 2 social medias. I hate it. Hate social media. I think it's fake. But like, obviously, we have to do it for our business. But I think I'm up to 11 places I have to do it. I'm just like, oh, I can't freaking handle this shit.
Well, and I'm gonna be honest with you. So, and it's something that, and like a lot of what I learned was that you like all your clients are going to come from social media. A lot of my people that have come to my OnlyFans have come from Chatterbait and like from my streaming.
That's saying, yep.
You know, because like I'm not necessarily. I think even after it's been over a year now, and I have like maybe 400 followers on Instagram, which I mean is like fine. But there's girls that have like 10K, and I'm like, how do you do that? Because
I'm trying to figure that out too. Like, I've been on Chatterbait for 2 years. I only have like 4,000 followers. That's not a lot. It's really not a lot.
Yeah,
2 years. I can't. I always say it's about quality over quantity. That's what I go with.
Same.
I don't know how these people get so many people. And I go around and look and I'm like, holy shit, there's like fucking 10,000 viewers.
I know. Yeah, I know.
What do I have to do? What do I have to do?
I've just gotten to the point on Chatterbait in my streams where like I'm consistently getting over 150 people in my room during streams. You know, like, but, and it's, I think I have like maybe, I think it's like 11,000, 12,000 people following me on Chatterbait now. But it took it's taken me so long. And one of the reasons, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I was real mad at Chatterbait. I almost threw Chatterbait in the fuck it bucket. Like, I was PO'd. I was emailing their admins. Chatterbait is single-handedly the site that I have the biggest problem with people being able to record my shows and post them and having to BCMA. I don't have that problem with bonga cams, strip chat. I don't, any of the other sites, I don't have that issue. But Chatterbait, every fucking time my show somehow on one of these little websites.
Dude, I am in the same way. And I fill out the DMCA takedown. They're like, okay, we can only take 2, not the other 12 because we can't.
Right. Yes. And they're like, well, you can't send me an entire Google sheet. And I'm like, well, why don't you do the work? Protect your model.
And the other thing, Chatterbait, I don't know if you noticed, but it's been awful lately to stream. It kicks you off all the time. The clients are getting kicked off all the time. There's too many fucking people on there. I love them. It's like a love-hate relationship. And then the VPN, don't get me started on the fucking VPN. They don't allow it. Why? Right. I had support, so tell me that. We don't suggest you should use VPN. I'm like, well, I really want to my IP address. Like, the only site that won't let you use a fucking VPN. It's not right.
Nope. And I've had issues because of that. I got my shit hacked, and I'm convinced it was because of you. And I did through so many fucking hoops. And I was like, I got to tell you. And I was emailing their legal, like, oh man, I like great. I was their worst nightmare for like a solid.
They didn't do much at all.
You're like, yeah.
Right. I mean, it's the only site I have problems on. I've been on Streamy. I'm on My Free Cams as well. I have no fucking problems. Well, nothing.
And they keep telling me it's my fault. But they're like, well, you can't allow recording of your private shows. I'm like, I'm not even in a private show when their show is being recorded. So explain that.
Yep. They're like, you need to hook that up to your reward. You're like, fucking am, dude. It's not even about that. It's about your site. It's like 1985. You need to upgrade that shit. It's just frustrating. Some nights I can't even stream because I've been kicked off like 25 times. It's not my fault. It's not. Oh, I just want to throw the laptop against the wall at that point. I'm like, I'm done.
Same. It fucking kills me. And I've had issues too with like, I was once, so I moved it outside now, but I had a hot tub in my house. Like it was in my basement, and it would look it was super sketch looking. And don't get me wrong, it was like it was whack. I looked like I was in like someone's weird uncle's basement
dungeon.
Oh, right, yeah, like exactly. There was even like hopscotch spray painted on the floor. Like it was real like dungeony.
You're like, what's going on over there?
Coming in, and they were like, "You can't stream here. You're outside." And I was like, "There are 4 walls surrounding me. There's a cement floor." And they're like, "You're in a public space." I was like, "I'm in my weird basement." I was like, "I can show you the deed to my fucking house with my name on it. What do you need? I will give you my right arm. Like, what do you need for me to be able?" And now I moved the shit outside, and you can't stream outside. And
no, you can't. I wanted to do something like that. They're like, no. I'm like, why?
You can on StreamMate, and you can. Did you know that you could do sleep shows on StreamMate?
Listen, I just found out the sleep thing with a whole kink, and I'm like, I am going to do this. I want to do this. I love to sleep. I'll sleep on camera 24 hours. And I asked Chatterbait, and they're like, no. I'm like, what?
You can do it on StreamMate. So you have to, there's a couple steps that you have to go through. It's not like crazy, but you have to post a biopic, and in that biopic, you essentially have to have a sign. Sorry, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. You have to have a sign in the background essentially saying that like you are doing a voyeur show of your own will and accord. Like if you're doing a sleep show, you have to have a little thing on that like my username is blah blah blah, and I'm sleeping, right? Like I consent to you watching me sleep. Like have to have that sign up. You have to have the biopic, and then like your show description that you do, you have to say that you do voyeur shows and like that you do sleep shows. So you have to make it like essentially you just have to make it very clear that yes, that someone's not doing this to you and that you are consenting to it.
but you can get great, and I'm down for that. I love that. I'll sleep in my bed. You can watch me full, not care.
Right.
No,
Right.
then I make up in my sleep. You're really in your sleep.
Right. And like, and so that's actually been, although I love being a dom, and like on Sex Panther, my main work is like, I find that like my main big kink community goes to my Sex Panther, and people love chatterbait and stuff. Like sometimes they like my kinky side, but they don't necessarily always want femdom. Sometimes they just want something a little more chill. So I do a lot of like housework while I stream. Like I'll put up the angle and just let you have a good view of my ass while I'm doing my dishes or my laundry or vacuuming, cleaning my windows. I've even on like bonga cams and Streamate, I'll stream while I mow my lawn because I can stream outside. So I'll put on my top and I'll put my lotion like still. Oh my God. Yeah. Like, so
Dude, I know I clean some days. I'm over here folding laundry with fucking laundry basket and shit. I got fucking kids. I got shit to do. Like,
right. I had one guy tell me, he was like, I have never been turned on watching a woman clean a toilet. I was like, well, you're welcome, because here you go.
I love these ideas. See, this again is us sharing things that we do. And everybody, take it. If it works for you, it works for you. Again, back to the community. We need to have more of that.
Yeah. And like, do I have guys that are come into my stream and they're like, oh my God, she's just vacuuming her carpet? Yeah. But then I have guys that come in and they're like tipping me because my lush is in and they can see my ass vibrating and like while I vacuum my carpet. And you never know who's just got that kink because their mom used to lock them in the closet and then vacuum, and now they can't get off the sound of the vacuum cleaner. So like,
all stems back to childhood. It does.
I had one guy who, like, he kept wanting me to talk about coming in his left ear, not the right ear. Fuck right ear. Left ear specifically. And when we finished our show, I was like, I gotta ask. I was like, I just gotta know. I'm like, I'm not hating. I was like, this is in by no means like, if it didn't appear to me, I was like, I just need to know what the fuck, bro. And he was like, he was like, my mom was abusive to me when I was a kid, and she used to like pull the shit out of my left ear right before she beat me. And he was like, and I don't know what it is, but I've never been able. And he was like, and when you tug my left ear, he was like, I don't know, it just like, it does it for me every time. And I was like, that's cool, man. Like, I totally get it. Like, it all I was like, I was just really curious. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. And I asked her, I was like, is it, because I, even with some of the people that I talked to and like the coaching program and stuff, I was like, is it okay if I share this? And he was like, absolutely.
Yeah. Because like, I'm really open like that too. I ask people all the time, like, I don't kink shame at all. To each their own, whatever. I don't care. But like, I asked this one guy to come in, he would come in all the time and he'd come in his mouth every time. Like, he'd turn the camera and he put his feet over his head and he'd come in his mouth. So one day I was like, yo, I gotta ask you a question. He's like, what? I'm like, do you always have to do that? Is that the only way you get off, by eating your own cum, or do you have somebody do it for you? And he's like, I have to get off like that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I was just wondering. Like, I'm a curious person. I'm always wondering what the fuck's going on,
And like, in a way, we become like honorary psychologists in a way too, because when you do this work, you have to be able to read people, and you have to, like,
I had this guy come one time and he's like, listen, he's like, I know you charge for PMs. I just don't have the money. I'm like, can I talk to you? I'm like, yeah, why not? I usually allow one person a show to talk to me, whatever, for free. And he actually told me he had all his problems. He was depressed, and he really appreciated the time that I took to give him attention. But to me, like, I would do that for anybody that came in the room and asked. I would, we take in a lot of that, we take that in, and like after the show, we still have to think about that. And people don't realize, like, it hurts your mental, it fucks with your mental. It really does. But to help people like that, I fucking love it. I love it.
absolutely.
I would stop my show and talk to them. I've done that before too. I've stopped my show and just talked to people because they were like on edge, like about to end their life. No, I'm going to talk to you. Man, it's so sad that most models won't even fucking bat an eye at that shit.
But at the same time, it's about how they come at you too sometimes, though.
True.
You'll have those guys that come and they're like, you need to pee, or like message me, or they'll be like, hey, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Hey, why are you? Hey. And I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself. Like, if you come to me and you're like, hey, I know that you're probably busy, but I need someone to talk to, and you look like you might, like, You know what? Exactly like you said, like I 100% because I'm here for you. I believe like just on a human level, like fuck work, fuck whatever you're doing, like on a human level, you need to be there for one another. But you have
This is true.
base level of respect. Like you can't come in the door and be a jackass and expect
Exactly.
you my time for free after you just were rude as shit or after you like pestered me half to death and now you expect me to.
How can you not understand that? Like that's how the guy asked me. He's like, "Hey, and not to bother you, I know you're really busy." Hey, that's really nice to say. I fucking like that shit. I'll respond to that.
Yeah, come at you.
Being in the industry, I mean, I've got a lot of people that come in like, "Hey, I noticed your camera. You're very inviting, and I just want to talk to you." Like that's what I get a lot, and I feel like I'm a helper. That is one of my sole purpose. That's my sole purpose, honestly. It really is, and I appreciate that they do come to talk to me because you know what? A lot of people are alone.
I think part of the reason as like we've been through shit. Like we didn't come to this work because we had picture perfect childhoods and we're the world on a silver platter, and I don't know, your story coming into this, but for a lot of us, like even for me, even though I love what I do now, like I came to this out of desperation. It wasn't
With survival,
right. Exactly. Like I needed to make my ends meet. I was at the end of my rope. And at the time I didn't have another option. Like my mortgage was due. My bills were coming up. I lost my job. Like it was right around Thanksgiving. It was just a few weeks before Christmas after I bought my first house. And I was going to lose I had just worked so incredibly hard to buy my first home as someone who has experienced homelessness and was emancipated and has a really weird family situation and has like, my house isn't much, but it's a big deal and it's mine. And the thought of losing that after working so hard and especially right before Christmas, like me and making the decision to go back to sex work was hard. It wasn't, this isn't necessarily what I dreamed of doing when I was a little girl, right? And I love it now, and I am, but we didn't. So, and I think that people forget that. So we've seen darkness. We've been in these places. I've attempted suicide. I'm very open about that several times. Ended up in an institution. I've tried to end my life 4 times. And that was before the age of 16, like we've been through some shit. So if people can, like, we get it and we've seen fucked up shit, you can come to us and you can be a sympathetic ear, but you have to give us the respect that you're expecting in return. Like you can't come to us side or crooked, like show me your asshole right now, you stupid fucking bitch. And also listen all the problems in my world and I expect you to do this for free. Like, no, sir. No, goodbye. Get out there.
Yeah, well, some people do not have any couth. They don't. And like you were saying with like the whole like survival thing, like I know like I don't want to promote being a cam model. I don't ever want to do that. But like you said, I came to this because I was gonna lose everything. I didn't have a job. I had kids to feed, but I get annoyed sometimes, and I don't want to say it, but I'm just gonna be honest. I get annoyed when people choose to do this when they're 18. And they have like a scholarship waiting, but they choose to do this. It really pisses me off. And people are like, oh my God, I'm gonna be 18. I can open my OnlyFans. What? Do you know you're on the internet for the rest of your life at 18? That's why I wanted to be on the podcast and do this, because I want people to be aware of the choices you're making. Like this wasn't a choice for me. It was not. I had to do it. And for you too. And you're right. A lot of guys don't get that. They think we're just willingly there. Yeah. And when you get into industry, it's hard to get out because the money's good.
Well, and that's exactly to your point about like that's one of the things that I noticed. And I don't want to name names, but there's like some individuals out there that do like, I'm sure you've seen like the agencies.
Yes, studios.
And they're always targeting these girls that are fresh, right? They're like 18 and they're not targeting. I mean, I'm not ancient. I'm 28, but I'm not fresh out the womb.
Age that they look for.
Right. And we're wise. We're young, right? We're young, but we're wise beyond our years. Like we're not brand new to this shit. But like you can tell when there's a certain type of people being targeted. And that's exactly as you said, when you're 18, you're not that like you're not an adult and in full control of your body. By all means, do what you want to do, boo-boo. But like at the same time, you're 18 and you're not necessarily thinking about how these decisions are going to impact you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
You know, you're not necessarily setting boundaries for yourself that are going to make you do this in a way that is safe and fulfilling for you. And it might end up putting you in some, not that like you shouldn't do it, you know, like
by all means, if you want to, go for it. Just be aware.
Leather collar, get your bag. But like, you know, but you got to be aware when you're coming into this. I don't think anyone should do it lightheartedly.
No, that's like, I want to be like, I just wanted to advocate. Like, I want to be an advocate for this because you have your whole life ahead of you, 18 years old. Why would you choose this? You know, you don't have enough life experiences, honestly, at that age to even decide to do this. You know, that's how I feel.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Do I love what I do? Absolutely. If I could find a 9-to-5 job or a job in the field that I went to school for that made my soul feel good and that I felt comfortable working for, I would absolutely do this and put this behind me. Would I still advocate for it? Yeah, absolutely. But this isn't necessarily, as much as I love it, I'm still in college. Like, I'm getting my degree. This isn't necessarily something that I intend to do for the rest of my life, or at least full time as a source of income.
Yeah, I'm a there. Like, if I could find something, but I can't. I've been trying for like 2 years. Like, but yeah, I mean, I would leave this and never look back. Never fucking look back. But as I'm here, I'm gonna help, and if I'm gone, I'm still gonna help.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's been like some of the people. Jade, for example, I think she just posted on Instagram today, and she's moving away from OnlyFans a little bit, and she's moving more into coaching, and she's doing social media work. And she was like, you know, this was awesome, and I love it. And she's like, I hope to keep advocating because it's a business. But you know, I used it as a stepping stone, and now I'm moving on with my career. And then like she proceeded to publish this beautiful, beautiful article about how doing OnlyFans and online sex work taught her more than like any of her years of business school ever did. And, you know, how she learned how to manage social media and run a business and learned about taxes and marketing. And, you know, there's so much that you can get out of this too that can help you move on. But like, it's not, yeah, I don't, as much as I love it, I'm there with you. Like, I don't know that sex work should be your first choice.
No, it definitely should not. And as long, I mean, they're not educated. You know, everyone thinks OnlyFans is cool. It's not cool, per se. It is not cool in the terms that they look at it, you know? And just, I like to make people aware, like, once you're out there, you are always going to be out there. So, you know, when you have kids someday, they're going to see you. You have to be okay with that.
And that's something
I think people just need to realize.
Yeah, well, and there was an experience that someone was talking about where, you know, she's open and her children know about her career and what she does, but she talked about how hard it was knowing that there were kids passing around naked photos of her at her son's school and how her son had to deal with that. You know, and she was like, and he was a champion because he knows what I do and he is proud of me and he respects me. So like, you know, he handled it like a champion, but the fact that he had to deal with that, you know, that shit's hard. And it
is hard. I'm going through that right now.
Yeah. And
my kids both know what I do.
Yeah. You know,
but it's fucking tough. Let me tell you. And it breaks my heart. It really does.
Well, and it makes them, at the end of the day, I do believe it creates like empathetic and, you know, understanding, compassionate children because and children that are ultimately going to have more respect for women and people in general.
Exactly. Like they would tell me like, you know, we understand what you do. You know, I don't know all they know because kids these days, they know a lot, but they're like, you know, we're proud of you, Mom. Did you say that? So, I mean, it's great. It does make them into, I think, better, well-rounded people, you know?
Absolutely. Well, and they get to see their mom in control of herself, in control of her body, creating financial wealth and able to sustain a life that is successful for you and for them, develop healthy boundaries for yourself. There's a lot of really amazing lessons.
There's a lot of pluses, but like the world today, you know, the stigma that's involved with everything, you know, I'm out, you know, at school. I am. No one does, but I do.
Right. Well, and
Yeah,
even in our beautiful people over in Canada and in some other places in the country, sex workers are having trouble crossing the border, and like it can make it difficult. There have been a lot of girls that have had issues with their banking. I think it's maybe Bank of America in particular that has been notoriously bad for models, and you can get your banking rejected and pulled because there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. Eyes of a lot of the world, this isn't, even though it's a very legitimate career, right, some people don't consider this a legitimate career. I don't know that I would buy my house had I been doing this when I did, I and not because I don't have the finances, but because
I think the bank can finance you with what you do. No, you probably would never be able to, and that's what sucks too. It's good money in the here and now.
I still
Yeah. Yeah, my bank was giving me shit about mine. Like, what's this? What is this? Red X Media,
Yeah, exactly. I started an issue just the other day where like I had money in my account, but like all my transactions were getting declined, and I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, did they finally decide to freeze my accounts? Even though this is totally legitimate, like I only ever do like online work. I'm terrified to meet anyone in person. I would really,
Me too. I would.
really need to, like, you'll have to do shows with me for years, and I really trust you. And even then, I'm writing like a credit check, and like I'm keep, and it's going to cost you like $1,000. Don't think that I'm like you are never going to beat me in person for anything less than $15,000 credit check, several years worth of devoted one-on-one shows.
Some of your hair, you fuck off, and I can do spells like here later, after fact.
Correct. Like, absolutely. But like people just don't get that. And it's not, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful and I love my income and I love what I do. But like, as you said, there's like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here.
It's not. And people, a lot of girls are young, going back to the young thing, 18, they don't realize all this, and you need to realize this. Like, this is going to ruin your life, honestly. If you want a life and have family, it's probably ruin your life. It probably will. Yeah.
Well, and even just the goddamn IRS. So something that I was super, super naive when I just got into this, right? Because I've never done, well, this is technically like here in the US anyway, it's considered like independent contracting work. And so like I've only ever worked for somebody else. And I assumed that at the end of the year, I could just do and fill out the things and stuff and put things in places and cross the X and dot the I and pay the bill and, sign and have it all be done. I didn't realize that you have to pay taxes quarterly.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't even do it this year though.
Yeah, I mean, I got an accountant, and the key is like finding someone who knows their shit. I bit the bullet and I was like, I hired an accountant. And that's something that like I recommend.
Found somebody that was cool with sex work, because it's hard to find those people. Good.
So I was really, really hesitant at first. And one of the things I considered doing, and it was what one of my friends recommended to me, is finding other OnlyFans models or other creators in your state that have a high following, and like, even if you have to subscribe to their VIP page to reach out to them and find out who they use for their that's not what I did. My friend actually works in accounting. And like, she's not a CPA, but I reached out to her and I was like, hey man, like, I'm trying to get my shit in order. Give me the deets. And so she hooked me up with her friend accountant. I was looking for a female ideally, because I thought that would have made me more comfortable. I found this guy and I got him on the phone and I threw him through it. I test out like people that are working my finances the same way that I'm going to test out like a new psychiatrist. Like, I'm going to throw you through the ringer to see if you can handle all my punches and my crazy ass remarks. When I go to buy a car, the first thing I ask is how many bodies are going to fit in the trunk. Because like, I need to see how you react and if we're going to be able to, if the relationship's going to work.
Racking.
So like I need to and like I put this guy through the ringer and I was like, all right, I was like, so this big black cock, can I write this off? And like we right and didn't miss a beat, was answering all my questions and like wasn't even like didn't bat an eye, wasn't making jokes, didn't smirk at me. I was like showing him my line. I was like, and this and like I was asking him and he was I was like, I can like I can deal with you. And one of the things, at least in my state, or like as long as I'm paying the same amount of taxes in that I did the previous year or whatever, like there's ways around having to pay the fines. And the trick is like finding someone who knows their shit because I am willing, I always say, I look great in orange. I am willing to take charge. I will go to jail for a lot of things. There's
like vacation. It's a vacation for me, mini vacation.
Thank you. I always say, do you have any idea how much writing I could get done in prison? I would wait because I get to work out. I'd have time to sleep in. Like my meals are provided to me. A bitch doesn't have to cook. I might have to help with laundry.
You get a letter to exercise? I mean, I'm good. Law library.
Yeah, send me to the library. I get to have some time in the yard. Please, for the love of God, send me the print just for like a couple months. Like people really underestimate how willing to go to jail I am. However, I'm not willing to go to prison for tax evasion.
Yeah.
I don't want no.
I'm not scared of it. Take me. Give me a fucking vacation I've never had before. A great one. So.
I am really willing to go to prison for a lot of things, but smoke with the IRS is not one. They will ruin your life. I've had friends, one of my loved ones is going through this right now. God bless her sweet soul, one of my dearest best friends. And she has been dealing with the IRS for years over some like drama, and she like it is too easy to fuck up your taxes, and they don't teach you that shit in school. And why are we learning this? Because you make mistake as an independent contractor or whatever, and you can screw yourself for like the next 10 years.
What's your name as an independent contractor? Because if you claim like your fucking eyelashes, fake eyelashes, which I was going to, thank God I didn't, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just, there's a lot of complications with this. Like, it's good money, but it's like so much fucking work, dude.
There's a lot of intricacies, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was almost in a world of hurt. I had to I legitimately hired and I'm glad that I did when I did, because they're like, I know girls that have ended up owing the IRS like $30,000+, and they've had bookkeepers $5,000+ to sort out all their just like you can end up in so much trouble. So it's so easy.
My own. I'm scared. Like I did 3 HR blocks, which they don't discriminate against sex workers or whatever, but like I was scared. I still don't know if I did it right. I'm hoping I did, but it's true. Like it's scary.
Yeah, like it's a lot. And I was trying to apply for something, and the only reason I even started thinking about this was because I don't even remember. I think it was like health insurance, and I needed a W-2 or whatever. And I was like, or no, I needed pay stubs, and I've got Red X. We don't get like pay stubs. I was right. So like I didn't have, and I was like, well, what do I give you? Because I'm an independent contractor. And they're like, oh, well, you have to do this estimated tax or estimated yearly tax form. And I looked at it, and then I legitimately had a meltdown, and like I was like, what is this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot because I don't know how to fill out this form. Like, how did you get into medical school when you have no idea what the shit you're doing with this tax form? Oh my God, you're gonna die at OD. And I was like, you need an accountant. This is too much.
Oh, that's it's like, why doesn't school teach us that shit? They should be teaching us the IRS shit. They should be teaching us how to live self-sufficiently, like how to knit, how to sew, all that shit. It's all wrong.
No, like it's like it was intense. It was a lot. It was a huge emotional roller coaster. Figuring out.
I had like many anxiety attacks. I had many fucking meltdowns. Like I didn't keep track of nothing throughout the entire year, like a dumbass, because I never did this before, and here I am. We're trying to go through my Amazon receipts from January of the past year. It's like you got to keep track. You have to, or hire an accountant. One of the two.
Oh my God. So have you ever heard of Wise? I think it's WIZE. So there are, no, I'm sorry, it's WISE. So there is a website that you can use, and it is called Wise. This is something that I learned recently. And so like with some of the sites I'm sure you've noticed, like with Bongo Cams, it's a European website. So like it makes it harder for people in the US. Wise allows you to create a bank account in any country with, so like you can get payment information. But more than that, you can just create a bank account. So what I've done is I've gone in and created another bank account on Wise, which I use strictly as a business account. So all of the payments get deposited into this account, and then anything that I purchase that's work related comes out of this account.
Yeah, it's crazy you said that because I use Found. Have you ever heard of them?
I haven't.
The Wise and Found. That's amazing.
Perfect.
They don't care. They're amazing.
Yes, it's fucking incredible. And it's super helpful for like, one of the girls that was in the coaching group is from Australia. So she uses this to take payment for clients. And like, because you can still get, yeah, like it's amazing.
See, it's not two apps you can use to go past your bank because they're going to give you problems. Doesn't matter who it is, credit union, bank, they're going to give you problems. So Wise and Found, they're amazing.
And you're going to be glad that you did it anyway, because it's going to help you stay organized so that when you go and you're dealing with tax crap, it's right there in the one place and you don't have
to like you can do invoices. Is that how it is with Wise? It does your year to date. It does the profit and loss for you. You print it right out. It's there. Email it. You're good. It's me. It's free. Yes. It's free.
Yes.
See, we're sharing good shit like we should be. Like everybody should be.
Right. Hot girls don't gatekeep.
Help a bitch out.
Right. We're all just here to make a little money and enjoy life so that we can live to fuck off another day.
See, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're here for.
Yeah.
See, that's amazing.
Like, I just want to hug that shit with friends. You know, like, I just want to hang out, eat titties out. Why? We're too pretty for this shit.
Exactly. We have covered so many things. Like, my brain is like it's so much information. It's just amazing.
I love it. That's why I love doing these podcasts, though. It's so much fun.
I know. I love this podcast. When I first found it, when I was new and I was like searching for Cam Girl shit, and I did my interview back on here on March, and then I'm like, I'm going to ask him if he wants co-host because I want to help people, you know? And then we get you that has a slew of information as well that you're privy to give up. You will give it up. You don't care. You're just like, me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's what's that phrase? Like a rising tide carries all ships or whatever. Like if I'm doing better and you're doing better, like that's only going to raise our energy. Our clients are be happier. Like if there's so much competition that happens.
It's like, how fucking old are we? Are we like in high school still? No, we're not.
Wait. And what kills me is they're like, I love you. You're so beautiful. Like, yes, you slay queen. But then they're talking shit about me in the corner. I'm like, I'd rather you just tell me fuck you to my face. And like, why? Life is too short. And hating me isn't making your life any better, baby.
For what fucking reason? I don't understand that shit. Like, a lot of people don't like me because I'm honest and I tell you what I fucking think of you and I get to the point with everything. That's why I don't have related friends. But if I wasn't like this, what kind of life would I be living? Not what I would like,
Exactly. And I spent my time I spent a lot of time like people pleasing and stuff. And it, miserable, crying in the shower with my hair falling out in clumps. I have like 5 friends now, but you know what? I am so goddamn happy. I go to sleep every night and I sleep like a baby. I wake up, I drink my coffee in my hot tub and I meditate. Like my life is sublime.
And once you're young and I'm 40, so like I just realized this like 2 years ago, but it's like once you realize that life is not about what you thought it was and you're moving on to that, it's amazing. It's great to be awake every day. It really is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like absolutely. And just being able to go in the change in my life from a career that I'd go in and during the pandemic and healthcare in particular, I would work 18 plus hours and nonetheless I was having to work for free because I was having to go in and work. The FEMA pulled certain workers in and you had to work for free and volunteer yourself. So I was working 18 plus hours, making shit money as a licensed professional in not 1, but 3 states. Like, and I still have made more so far this year than I did doing that, working less hours, and I'm not nearly as stressed. And honestly, I think that speaks more to our society than anything else. Why is it that we can't work a 9 to 5 job where we're doing something incredibly meaningful, but be paid a living wage? We're not asking to be, like Bezos level here. We want to be able to pay our mortgages without having to struggle paycheck to paycheck.
And right now, it's insane.
Yeah. Even with sex work, even with doing this, it's still hard for, like, I have to work to make my bills. Like, it's not a walk in the park.
Yeah. Yes. I think like most guys that come into our rooms think that. Like, I'm not doing this. It's a job. It's a fucking job. Like, I have to work every day of the week besides one because I need to pay bills. And then it's better. There's just, people need to realize what the fuck is really going on.
Yeah. Like, a guy said to me straight up this morning, he was like, well, I'm glad you're a millionaire from this. I was like, baby, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be wasting my time talking to you. I'm like, what don't you understand?
Where's it? Why isn't that? Where's it? Drive me. Like, fuck. I know people say it to me too. Like, you must have a lot of money. I'm like, have you looked around? I got fucking dollar store curtains as my wallpaper. Like, you make shit work.
Right. Correct. Like, I know you see this backdrop I got. Like, baby,
it's a blanket, right?
It's like, it's fake ivy. So, but like, this is Amazon, baby. This is like Amazon and me. I actually probably shouldn't be smacking it because it's held up with thumbtacks. So, like,
my shit. We're just keeping it real over here. Like, I went to the dollar store, got this fucking shit. That's what I have. That's what
this is the dollar store. I spray painted it. Like, you do what you gotta do to make this shit. You know what? From the dollar store, and I use this shit in role play regularly. For anyone who's watched my stream and seen me wear this and thought that it was expensive, bitch, Dollar General.
Dollar store. Look, dude, we should have a dollar store podcast. Look at it. We got beads. I got all different colors. Dollar store, Dollar Tree. Fucking amazing. We should have a show where we're just showing like our items that we either upcycled or got really cheap for free.
I would fucking love that. And I meant to ask you. I didn't even ask you because I heard that it's funny because I suck at tip menus, and I was watching some of the podcasts about the tip menus earlier. And one of the things was, I believe they brought up you doing Plinko and like you doing board games and shit, and like playing games. One of the things I love to do is play strip Battleship. So like I'll get my board game out and I'll like put my ships in. And you can tip me to like, so that like I have to do like a game night. It would be so much fun.
We should. Yeah, that would be a really cool. Me and you could do something where we have just, record something where we're just showing how we get, life as a cam girl on the cheap,
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
it'd be really cool.
Although,
I admit that I went to thrift stores to get fucking bras and shit. I don't care.
Oh my God, yeah. Like these. Oh, if you've ever seen me wear these in my streams, go well, baby. $4.
Yeah, fuck you. Salvo, that's my shit.
Yep. So you know what? Everyone sleeps, and I want to get toys from here, and I don't often. Like, you got to be careful. If you do purchase, I recommend using a gift card. But I order lingerie off Temu all the fucking time.
Yeah, I've seen like $1.05 for a pair of panties. I'm like, fuck yeah.
I do recommend using a Visa gift card to buy that shit though, because I've had it. But all day, every day, I buy like.
I can't afford this shit. Like, Amazon was like $12 a pair. I'm like, no.
When I spent $89 on that Hush, I literally calculated. Like it hurt me deep in my soul.
I'm like, do I really want to buy this for $119? Like, it makes me sick. Like, I can't spend money. Like, I'm all about cheap life. Like, I'm a huge like recycler. I upcycle everything.
I make my own laundry soap. I make my own dish soap. Like,
me too. I make soap. I make all that shit. And I'm more like chemical shit. I don't want that fucking chemicals they're putting in all of our shit. I'm not doing that.
Nope. Well, and a lot, like I forage a lot too. Like, whatever I can grow and like make, I'm always hiking through the woods with a basket, and like people make.
I just went today. Yeah, that's what I do. I just made a wreath out of fucking sticks and fucking corn husks I took from a field today, and I got marigolds hanging over there like drying, and I fucking found somebody's yard. Like,
I just harvested a ton. Everyone hates goldenrod. I love goldenrod.
I have some over there.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been drinking goldenrod tea while we're.
I made Miracle face toner. Like I steep the flowers, and actually it helps with like oils and shit like that. But I'm all about making everything from the earth.
I had an incident the other day. Like so I was going, sometimes what I'll do is when I do photo shoots, I'll take my dog hiking with me because I love being naked in the woods. So with me and let him go off on the leash. And on one of our escapades, I ended up I talked big shit and I was like, I'm not allergic to poison ivy. I've never had poison ivy. She came for me with a vengeance. And when I say my entire ass was covered in poison ivy, all the backs of my thighs, every inch of my hootenannies, like I was covered, mama, covered. But I had just gone to the woods and I had harvested a fuck ton of jewelweed. It was funny. It was literally like 4 or 5 days before I had harvested a bunch of jewelweed and made a jewelweed sample. And my witchy intuition must have told me that my ass was going to be itchy because I needed it.
You needed it. That works great for that. I know.
And it made great. Did you know there's a huge rash fetish? Because I didn't, but I found them.
Well, God, it's come to my show because you're going to laugh when you hear this. But the other day I went hiking last week with my dogs, and I always get naked in the woods. That's just what I do. And I'm in the creek and shit. And like came back, I was bit the fuck up in my ass. So on my show, I'm like, you guys, I really don't have a problem, but I just seen the fucking bites on my ass. Like it was embarrassing. But I was like, you guys don't like it to be here, but it's really from bugs. Like I was naked in the woods. They're like, why are you naked in the woods? I'm like, I'm always naked all the time. Like that's just how I live. Like I'm a pagan. I practice that shit. I'm all naked.
The better question: would you not want me to be naked in the woods? Excuse me.
No one's. I'm always naked. It's just fine. They're like, why? Nobody can understand me.
When I get come into my streams and like I'll be full nude and they'll be like, "Can you put on a thong?" I'm like, "You would rather me wear clothes?" Like I get a little offended.
I know. I had somebody, and I was like, "What? Why?
Great." I was like, "People really pay me to get naked, and now you guys are begging me." I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong?" I'm like,
"Yeah." Some days I'm just some days I'm just like, I can't hear you, and you're clicking. It must be a bad connection. I hit the stop broadcast. I've done that before. I just can't do it anymore. Some days.
No. The best thing, I told the story once. I got the first Halloween I was ever at my house. I locked myself into my back. I've got like a huge privacy fence around, and I had like a padlock on the front of it. I locked myself out of my house but into my backyard because like my privacy fence was around, and then like I was locked, and my cell phone was dead, so I couldn't call for help. And the kicker was I had been outside naked meditating. So now I'm sitting in my backyard in my full nude, locked out of my house with no phone, no spare key. I ended up having to hop my fence, butt ass naked, climb into my window. It's like 11:30 at night. I just moved into this house. My neighbor's like 95 years old, as my nipples are pierced. So I'm trying to hop it. Oh, you're gonna, well, it gets even better, right? Because I'm full ass. I had to hop the privacy fence full ass. I had like a lawn chair. So like I got my lawn chair out and I hopped over and I'm like running through naked. I'm at the side of my house. All my other windows are locked. And here's the other kicker, right? So like my windows are tall. I have upper body strength of a prairie dog. So like I can't do a pull up. I look like the type of bitch that can do a pull up. Like I couldn't pull myself up into the window. So then I had to go back over, hop the fence again to get the lawn chair, hop back around the fence with lawn chair, right? So like, and I've got a screwdriver because I got to pry the screen off. As I'm doing this, right, my neighbor's caretaker is changing shifts. So I had got the thing pried off and I hopped into my window and I've got radiator heating. So I threw my upper body half and my nipple rings get caught in the radiator. Now I'm sitting there with my little legs flapping and my ass cheeks shaking in the wind as the caretakers are changing shift in the next door neighbor's yard. My nipple rings and I'm screaming to like you would have thought that I was a Christian the way I screamed for God that night. And I'm like, it was
the same thing to me. Well, not as rough. I locked myself out too. I locked one dog in the house. One was out with me. Well, the screen door is shut somehow, and like the piece of wood like blocked it, so I couldn't open it. So here I am, and I have no neighbors in the middle of the woods. I have a fence around, so I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? I don't want a spare key. So, those windows just go like this and they crank open? That's the only windows there were. So here I am naked on the fucking porch. I found like a walking stick I found in the woods. I'm like fucking trying to pry this shit open. And yeah, your nipples, they get caught on shit. Yeah, I caught on the screen as I was wiggling my fat ass through there. Like, it was insane. Oh my God. I wish I could have like taped it though. Like we could have made some money off this shit.
Right. Straight up. Like, there's so many times I wish that I had like a Ring doorbell camera or some shit.
Well, I know I need somebody following me with a camera at all times because there's some funny shit that goes down on the daily with me. Like, there really is. Like, you can't make it up.
And half the time we're probably naked when it happens.
Yeah, this is true. I'm like, damn, I should have had a camcorder going or something. What the fuck?
Right. And the funny thing is, we tell these stories, and the number one, they're like, well, why were you naked outside? Why aren't you naked outside, motherfucker?
Exactly. When people come to my show, I'm like, if you guys are naked, I don't want you here. They're like, why? I'm like, that's the fucking rule. You have to be naked.
Right. Right. Like, why? It's weird to me when guys come to my show and they want to cam to cam and then they stay fully clothed the whole time. I'm like, if you're not wanking your dick, why are we here together?
I said, I'm like, why the fuck are you dressed? I'm not. And they're like,
take me on a coffee date, bitch. We can work that out. You can call me and we can drink a cup of tea together. But like, don't let me touch myself while you sit. When they're like, I'm like, stop now.
You only see the dick. You only see this much of this like a dick. There's nothing else. I'm like, this is not fun for me at all. Come on, man.
I'm like, you can't just stare at me and mouth breathe, and you can't just show me your dick. Like, I need your face, like genuine connection here. You're looking at my asshole, okay? Trust me, neither one of us is reporting back to Fox News about this situation. You can show me your face.
Dude, we'd have so much fun together. We are so much alike. Like, we are really the rare cam girls, the ones that keep it real all the time. Too real most times. But
I think that's why people love us, and that's why people are coming back. Like, we're
like, wow, she's real. Yes. She's got fucking insect bites all over her ass. She's got poison ivy everywhere. She's cool. She's still online.
Right, exactly. I'm like, you can come and you can hang out. You can have a good time here. You can be yourself.
That's crazy. As long as you're respectful.
Right, you just can't be a dick. Like, I get sick, and I've had so many of them. I don't like this past week, particularly on Saturday. I freak hands too. Like, everyone is being such a little cunt, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I kicked a day one out. He's been there for 2 years, and he fucking got snippy with me because I talk a lot really fast because ADHD. And he's like, "Why the fuck do you sound like that tonight?" I'm like, "Excuse me." He's like, "I can't even fucking understand anything you're saying. You're being a whatever, blah blah." And he called me a name. I'm like, "You know what? Peace out, bitch." And you know what? He tipped a lot, but it's not worth my mental health.
Nope. And that's exactly it. I had some guy who was like, he called me a stupid flabby whore, because he wanted me to like lower my Love Ends tip menus or put like, wanted like all these weird patterns and shit and like he wanted me to, and he a lazy, stupid, flabby. And I was like, and he had tipped me, it was like $80 or $100, like worth of tokens in an hour. I mean, and like it was a decent and I was like, fuck you, goodbye.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like, most bitches would have kept somebody like that on, like me and you banned them. Like, but you know what? My guy tipped a lot. He really did. But I'm not putting up with that shit. I'm not. No way. Not from some douchebag that's sitting there and just fucking being stupid.
I always say, like, you can't come in here with a fucking screen name like Peen Poppy and make me feel any type of way about myself. Okay, sweetie?
I know. One of my big things on my thing, don't be an asshole. If you're going to come here, do not be a fucking asshole. Don't even come. Like, I had this one guy come in. He's like, dude, he's like, your tits are so saggy. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. I had 2 kids. I fucking understand that. Like, which point? Like, why say shit like that?
Right. Like, yeah, and your balls are saggy and your cock is small, but no shit to you.
I did something really good there because I always come off the cuff with fucking shit because don't be an asshole to me and you gotta get it right back times 10.
You know what? Like, for everyone who has some shit like that to say, I would kill for your titties, legitimately kill for them. Like, I would end people's lives. I would commit.
Like, I cut a bitch.
Right, correct. Like, I would do some serious shit to have some titties like yours. So, right, like, I'm sorry that the last time someone touched your dick was when your mommy changed your diaper. No, you haven't felt the touch of a woman in ages, and that you feel the need to comment on someone else's body in order to make your
side feel like shit. Yeah. And yeah, it does feel a little. It really does sometimes. I wasn't expecting that shit. I was in the middle having a great time, and all of a sudden it's like you said, the general chat, everyone sees that. And some people did stick up for me, which is cool, but that's a thing that a lot of people don't know getting into it. Like that's gonna make you cry probably. It does hurt your heart sometimes.
People are gonna, and like as much as I like don't give a shit what anyone says, sometimes like it gets you. Like it can. I had and again, I'm very open to kinks, but like I had a guy the other day and he started, I knew it was going to be a little fucked up because like he started out the stream by saying that he was looking for how his wife was a really fit young blonde and how he was looking for someone more his body type to have a good time with. And so I knew like he was going to want to say some shit to me, but he got in, he's like, you're my chubby fat little whore, oink, oink for me. Oink. I'm like, no.
No, dude. Speaking of farm animals, somebody asked me to be a cow. I said, is it because I'm fucking fat? Is that what it is? I'm not skinny? And he's like, no, there's a cow fetish, dude. You get on all fours and you move. I'm like, I'm not fucking ever doing that for anybody. And he's like, you put a collar on? I'm like, nope, fuck that. Never in my life I will do that for anyone. But seriously,
Right.
cow,
Right.
come on.
Right.
Come the fucker.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I had,
No.
I definitely, I don't know. Did you, I had the guy want, they're the blueberry fetish, or have you had experience?
No, I saw it on their last podcast. The Violet Beauregard, is that her name?
Yeah. And so like, I thought it was only the one person that's into this. And like, there's some off the wall shit. I've had people want me to be farm animals before, but like, it doesn't make it any less insulting when they want what. And here's the thing, you got to talk, if you want, not shaming any of these kinks, but if you want that type of show, they need to message you beforehand and explain conversation. They're not.
Check our hashtags, if they don't have that in there, then don't ask us. Like, do you see the last podcast that just aired about the faces, Hago faces? You see me try to cross my good crazy person, but yeah, why would somebody ask me that? I don't look like that kind of girl. I don't even know how to do that shit. But yeah, it's like, why? I think they do it to make you feel bad, honestly. I just really do.
And sometimes,
it's like, I don't understand how people.
Well, and that's what it is too, because there's that degradation kink where people just want to get in and they feel like they have control over you. And they want to feel like they're degrading you, and that's what and no shade. Like if that's what gets you off, I appease to that from like the opposite angle because I do the SPH. I love nothing more than stepping on your balls and humiliating your small penis.
Right, and that works,
I love your tears. Like, that's what makes me come. Making you cry makes me come. Genuinely, as it, like, when guys ask me, they're like, what's your kink? I'm like, making you cry. And that's being a bitch. Because, sometimes that's what does it for me. If you want me to be, well, yeah. Because we, as women, we've spent so much time being stepped on and fucked off, and you guys sit here and call us sluts and whores, and we're your cum dumpster, and you want to use us, but you're surprised that I want to use you, and that's what gets me on.
Exactly, goes both ways, honey. Yeah, it really does.
Well, it always starts, and I don't mind. Like, you can call me a slut and you can call me a whore. Like, we can have those types of talks if that's what turns. But you need to have that. You need to get my approval first. You can't.
And most guys don't have that conversation with us at all. When they start calling us like fucking nasty names, like, come on, no, not unless we're playing. And you've already discussed this before. And that's like another thing. Like, we should have like a fucking school for these guys that go on the campsites to come see us. Like, this is the etiquette that you need to have.
Correct. Like, you gotta.
Because also, don't have fun. They have nothing. I'm like, I'm not your bitch. No.
And sometimes when I've had these conversations, I'm like, no, you don't just get to come in here and right off the bat start calling me a slut and a whore.
And demanding shit.
Right. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm like, I'm sorry, you didn't know that you needed to have manners? Excuse?
Yeah, like, I ask people, like, who are your parents? Obviously, I need to call them because they didn't fucking teach you nothing with manners.
Right. I started back at them now. If you're in the free chat and you start calling me a slut or a whore, I immediately, whatever I'm doing, I stop and I'm like, oh, and I throw I'm like, oh, so, XYZ, you love bending your ass cheeks over and spreading wide so I can shove my big black cock deep into your ass like the good little cum dumpster whore you are.
Oh,
won't you? And they all of a sudden they dial back. I'm like, you don't like that? Why don't you like that, baby? Why don't you like that, little bunny? Huh? Don't you?
They're like, they shut up.
Right. I'm like, don't you want to be my little slut? And they're like, ew, no. And I'm like, oh yeah, well that's my reaction. Ew, no. Goodbye.
Exactly. You just gotta put them in their place. You really do. And like most girls would know how to do that. Like I do too. Like I'll say whatever to them. Like don't. It's my room. Like don't come here and just be stupid. Ugh, I don't got. No, ain't nobody got time for that shit. You know, we don't.
And like they come out, they're like, oh, you know, you got saggy titties, you got a fat ass. I'm like, yeah, you know what? And I enjoy shaking my fat ass, and you're here watching thousands of models.
And like and like I know this. I fucking understand that. What's your problem? And like
you want to lick the grease off this fat ass, don't you? Baby? Kisses.
They're just sad. Their fucking faces in between my fat ass. Like seriously,
right?
That's.
I'm like that. And like, you know what that is? That's the sound of someone who's mad he's got to pay for pussy. That's what that
is. Wow, this fucking 2 hours has been amazing.
I love it.
Amazing. We get to see you forever. Like this is great. Great content. Like I think we helped a lot of girls out. A lot of new girls, a lot of amateurs. Like we talked about a lot of stuff.
You know, I always come into this and I'm like, I always get a little bit nervous because, you're, and I'm like, oh, if I would have anything to say, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, chill, it'll be fine. Like you guys all, and then we talk and I'm like,
I know, I always try to prepare. And a lot of times I don't because I run out of time. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just wing it. And, I don't bring questions half the time. I just roll with it. It's all you got to do,
And that's when we're, again, us being our most authentic selves, that's when you get the most out of the situation.
Exactly. Like I'm never professional. I'm always just me. That's what you get. You don't like it, then whatever. But you definitely covered a lot of good shit tonight.
We did, and that's what this is about. This is why I love this shit, because you get together and build community and learn together. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. Like I can always learn more. I can always improve. I can always be better. And like, I want to hopefully help others be better too. If nothing else, like I want people to feel like they can come and talk to me. Like if you've had a shitty day or a shitty client and you need someone, like if you've had someone who's done like made you feel really shitty about yourself and your body and you need to vent with someone who understands, because the rest of the population doesn't get it.
Yeah. And there's no one to talk to. Sometimes when you have those shows and you're like sitting here like, damn, you really need to talk to somebody and there's no one to talk to.
Right. And I would try to talk to I call my vanilla friends sometimes and they'll be like, well, you do sex work. What do you expect? Like you're showing your body to people on the internet. Like I'm like, you have a live, laugh, love sign in your house. Don't talk to me.
I hate this shit. Fucking decor. That decor is awful. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't tell me shit. I'm like, one of you on zone.
Not lived anything. You have not had any experiences. You have not lived any type of life if you have it in your house. Seriously.
If you own a pair of cowboy boots, you can't give me advice. I'm sorry. Like that's how it goes, sweetie. Like if you got the Uggs in your basement with the cowboy boots, I don't want to hear from you I don't want to hear your opinion about my sex work.
No, exactly. Teach their own. That's how I live my life. My thing is, I'm kind to you, and I'm cool with you until you prove that you're an asshole, and then you're gone. Like if more people would be like that, we'd have more real people around. So yeah, guys, fucking man up and start living right.
And but like most sex workers, and like we have more self-respect and self-worth and our fucking pinky fingers than some of these bitches do have, and like their whole lives.
You're true. You are so correct.
I was and it's funny because someone said they're like, I would never date a sex worker or whatever my stand. And I'm like, yeah, well, a sex worker would date you because your little girlfriend's going to suck the smegma off your dick. But if you showed up my house like that, I would tell you that you were disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
Send you home to get
people. Yeah, I've had so many guys, like I haven't dated anybody in 2 years, but like I've had guys ask me, I straight up tell them what I do at first. I do this for a living. Oh, you can't do this. I'm like, well, guess what? We're never going to be anything then because nobody tells me what to do. And people just have problems with it.
Right. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm at home. Like I'm not doing it.
Right. And if you haven't washed your balls, you don't get to judge me for my sex work, sir. I'm sorry, but we can smell you coming. Your odor is only mildly offensive. Get the fuck out of here with your weird opinions about my body and what I do with my life.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just mad you make more money.
Exactly. Exactly. That made more money last night than you did in 2 weeks, bitch.
Yes. Straight up. Like, I don't think that, as hard as it is, I don't think unless it's like on Tuesdays I don't walk away from the average stream without making at least $350. You know, when you're trying, it's not I won't say that like it's every single time, but you know what? Some days are even better than that. So
Yeah, I know. I got some guy come in a couple of times, drop like, I love the ones that come in and drop. You never seen them before and they leave.
right. Yeah.
I had one guy drop like, it was $900 one night in like 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
was like, this is great. You know, I fucking do whatever you want. Let's go. You know?
I made like $3,000. I think it was like Labor Day or something. It was a holiday. I made like $3,000. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I worked like 10 hours, but just like when you're rolling with it, you got to roll. But then there's nights where it's a struggle to make $100.
It is. And this Tuesday, don't ever work on Tuesdays. For some reason, Tuesdays suck. Just don't waste the time and energy on it. Because I am thinking it's going to be different. It's never different. So yeah, just, put your effort into every other day except that day.
Straight up. Tuesdays are a day I call it like housekeeping. And that is when you should organize your financial houses, ladies. And
then organize your dick tower, get fucking something going on like that. Organize your life.
Clean your sex toys, for the love of God. Clean your sex toys. And stop putting vegetables in your vaginas because they have microfibers on them that are going to cause micro tears that will give you yeast infections. So stop it with the fucking cucumbers. No, we won't do that.
And then you won't be able to can for like 2 weeks because you have to fucking take care of the yeast infections. You're screwed, man.
That's right. That $50 live stream is not worth the visit to the urgent care in the 2 weeks that you have to take off.
Fuck all that shit. So yeah, that's our top number one advice today. Cucumbers, don't fucking eat.
Don't do it. Like, if you get nothing else, hear this. Do not fuck the cucumbers. Stop that. Unless you enjoy blue waffles and yeast infections, get the fuck out of here with asking us to fuck cucumbers. We don't want it. You don't want it. Leave it. Just.
I enjoy cucumbers. I fucking love cucumbers. Like, I'm not putting that shit, wasting it in my pussy. Sorry, I'm not.
Right. Same. Absolutely. Like, that's what I use for.
I never thought of doing that. Ever. I know I can shit too. And I'm like, why would I fucking ever do that? I don't want that shit inside me.
Right. I was doing that with a zucchini. They're like, would you fuck it? I'm like, that's my dinner. No. I
know I did one yesterday. I had it later on. So I'm see about it. And I'm like, no, it's fucking from my garden, dude. Like, I'm not fucking shred it, mixing zucchini bread with that shit.
Right. I'm like, this is practically my child. I value this cucumber, this zucchini more than I do you. Get out of here.
Exactly. I fucking water that shit. I fucking clean that shit. I'm gonna eat that shit. I grew it all by myself. So yeah, it means a lot to me. Oh my goodness. All right, girl. Well, I'm gonna head out, but it was fucking amazing talking to you.
Yes, this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good night, okay?
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. That was a very, very informative podcast. I got a lot from her on a lot of tips and tricks. So Cam Girls, new, old, you got to watch this episode. It's great. Her links in the description. Also look for the show's links in the description. You support us on Patreon. Make sure you follow us on all of the major podcasting platforms. And we will see you soon. Take care.